Good morning students, hope you all are well. So our today's video is about the blood group system, means different types of blood groups present in human body. So let's see. So blood is the most significant part of human circulation. So during any surgical operation or during any accident, if there is blood loss, then the person need immediate blood and we have to inject the blood immediately. But there is some differences in human blood groups. Why? Because the presence of antigens and antibodies in the blood group. The antigens are located on the surface of the red blood cells, okay, and the antibodies which are present in the blood plasma, that means antigens are present on RBC, means on the surface of the RBC, and antibody is present inside the plasma, means the liquid portion of the blood. And there is differences depends on the antigen and antibody which are present in human blood groups. So depending on the different types and combination of presence of antigens and antibodies, we can divide our blood group into 4 types, and that system is known as ABO blood group system. The scientist Landsteiner first discovered this ABO blood group system. So which blood groups we are having? A, B, AB and O. So if an individual belong to blood group A, then he has capital A antigen on the surface of the red blood cell and small b antibody. That means A blood group is having capital A antigen and small b antibody. The individuals having the B blood group, they are having the opposite, means capital B antigen and small a antibody. Okay. But in case of AB blood group or the individuals belong to AB blood group, they have both the antigens, means capital A and capital B antigens on the surface of their red blood cell, but they don't have any antibodies in their plasma. And the O blood group, it is opposite to the AB blood group. That means the individuals belong to the O blood group, they don't have any antigens on the surface of the blood, but they have both the antibodies small a and small b in their blood. So as you can see in this chart, the blood group A, they have antigen A and antibody small b, means antibody B. In B blood group, they have antigen B and antibody A. In AB blood group, they have both the antigens A and B but no antibodies, and the opposite of the AB blood group, that is O blood group, they don't have any antigens but they have both the antibodies A and B in their blood. So from the following table we can get a clear idea about the donors and recipient of blood transfusion. So as in A blood group, there is presence of A antigen and small b antibody. So they can donate the bloods to A blood group and AB blood group, and they can receive blood from A blood group and O blood group. Why from AB blood group they can donate? Because they don't have any antibodies, and in case of O blood group they can receive because in O blood group they don't have any antigen. So next is B blood group. There is presence of antigen B and antibody small a. So they can donate, like the A blood group only, they can donate the blood to B blood group and AB blood group, and they can receive blood from B blood group and O blood group. So next is AB blood group. As there is presence of both the antigens and no antibodies are present there, so they can donate the blood to only AB blood group, but they can receive blood from all the blood groups, means A, B, AB and O. And in case of O blood group, they don't have any antigen but they have both the antibody in their plasma, so they can donate the blood to all blood groups, means A, B, AB and O, but they can receive the blood only from the O blood group. Okay, so the next is the Rh factor. So Rh factor is present on the surface of the red blood cell, and it is also another antigen. and those individuals, they have this factor they known as Rh plus or Rh positive. But which individuals lack this antigen, they known as Rh minus or Rh negative. That means Rh negative individuals, they do not have the antigens on the surface of the red blood cell. So that individual or the Rh negative individual, they also don't have the Rh antibodies in their blood plasma, because they don't have the Rh antigen, that's why they don't have the Rh antibody. Okay, but a person with Rh negative blood, they can develop Rh antibodies in their blood plasma if that individual receives blood from Rh positive person. Okay, why they can develop Rh antibodies? Because when the person is receiving blood from the Rh positive individual, Rh positive individual has Rh antigen in their body, so that antigen will go into the blood of the Rh negative individual and it enhance the development of Rh antibodies in their body. And a person with Rh positive blood, he or she can receive the blood from a person with Rh negative blood without any problem, because in Rh negative blood there is no antigen and no antibody is present. So on the basis of Rh factor, we can divide our blood groups into 8 part, means each of 2 part, means in case of A blood group it will be A Rh positive and A Rh negative. In case of B, same like A, B Rh positive and B Rh negative, AB Rh positive, AB Rh negative, and O Rh positive and O Rh negative. A Rh positive means the A blood group that have the Rh antigen and antibody, and the A blood group those who are not having Rh antigen and antibody. Next is hemoglobin. So hemoglobin is the main protein, or it is the main respiratory protein of our red blood cell. So it is present inside the red blood cell, and in each red blood cell about 280 millions of hemoglobin molecules are present. So what is the function of the hemoglobin? It carries oxygen from lungs to different tissues, and it returns with carbon dioxide from tissues to the lungs. Okay, that means the hemoglobin is the oxygen carrying component of our red blood cell. Now the next is systolic and diastolic blood pressure. So during blood circulation, our heart contracts and relaxes continuously. So when the heart contracts, it exerts a pressure on the arteries, and that pressure is known as systolic blood pressure. That means during the contraction of our heart, the heart creates a pressure on the arteries, and that pressure is known as systolic pressure. Okay, so the normal systolic pressure in human body is 120 mm per Hg. But if it is more than 120 or up to 140, that means that person is having high blood pressure. And next is the diastolic blood pressure. That means when our heart relaxed or it is in relaxed condition, then also it creates a pressure on the arteries, and that is called the diastolic blood pressure. Okay, and the diastolic blood pressure in human is 80 mm per Hg or 70 to 80 mm per Hg. But if the blood pressure is higher than the normal one, means if it is 90 mm per Hg or more, then it is considered to be a hypertension or high blood pressure. So now see what is the difference between the systolic blood pressure and the diastolic blood pressure. So the systolic blood pressure, it measures the amount of pressure that the blood exerts in the arteries and vessels during contraction. And the diastolic blood pressure is exerted in the arteries in between the heartbeats when the heart is relaxed, means when it is in relaxed condition. So the normal systolic blood pressure is 90 to 120 mm per Hg in normal adult, and the diastolic blood pressure is 60 to 80 or 70 to 80 mm per Hg in normal adults. So during systolic blood pressure, blood vessel contracts, and during diastolic blood pressure, the blood vessel is in relaxed condition. And the systolic blood pressure represents the maximum blood pressure that exerted in arteries, because it is occurred during contraction and it is the higher blood pressure. And the diastolic blood pressure, it represents the minimum blood pressure in the arteries, because it occurs during the relaxation of the blood vessels or relaxation of the heart. So it is the minimum blood pressure that present in arteries.